Hello and welcome to this tutorial. Today we are going to get a little bit more familiar with the settings of modern event calendar and to see what tabs and menus does it have and what do they do. So first of all we will click on settings and now we are redirected to the settings page. Basically, the settings menu of modern event calendar gives you all the tools to make any changes to the options of modern event calendar as you like. So the first option is General Options. In this tab you can change the time format, which gives you two types of format. The first one could be AM/PM format and the second one is actually called DTimeW, which is based on a 24 hours format. The second option is Hide Events. You can hide your events on event start, plus 1 hour after start, and the other options that have been given to you as well. You can see all the options here that you can change, but the most important ones are weekdays and weekends. So from this tab you can change your weekends and also change your weekdays as well. The next option is Archive Page Options. In this page you can simply change the pages for your archive page. You can change the view for them, change the skin for them, and as you can see you can also get help from these question signs because they have their own descriptions and you can use them. So here you can see that I can change the archive page skin as well. Also category page skin can be changed, the list view, full calendar view, and all the other views that you can use, and so on. So the next tab would be Slugs and Permalinks. Here you can simply change your slugs, the main slug, the category slug, and both of them has been given to you, and you can just simply save the changes when you've changed them. So there's nothing else to say. And also I should remind you that you can use the question marks in order to get help to understand what are these main slug and category slug here. The next tab is Event Details or Single Event Page. So you can change the time date formats here, but you can also do it from settings of WordPress in General tab, as I told you before in my previous video. Then you can also change the date method, which is actually next occurrence date. It could be also the other referred date, and we have two other options as well, which is Single Event Style. So here you can change the style of our single event page and also change the style of a booking form, but we don't have a booking form, so we'll just change the style of single event page. Okay, so this is my single event page, and I refresh the page. You can see that the style will change into the modern one that I just changed it in settings. So you can see that it has changed now. I can move on to the next setting option. Alright, now let's get back to currency options. So in the currency options you can change the currency itself, for example from dollars to euros or pounds or anything else. Also you can change the currency sign if it is not available in the currency field. In the third one you can actually change the position of the label of currency, and also you can change the thousand separator, decimal separator, or even if you want you can just deactivate the separator at all. So then we have speaker options, and if you enable it, then save your changes. You can see that a speaker will be added to the left side of the screen in the modern event calendar dashboard, but you need to actually refresh the page first for it to take effect. So I'll just refresh the page, and you can see now that we have got our speakers option in the left side dashboard of modern event calendar. You can just add your speakers in that tab. So the next option is Google Maps options. If you enable it, then you will have the settings for it. You can enter an API key. You could also change the zone levels and change the date format and anything that is related to the map, which will be actually shown in your single event page. The next option is Google Recaptcha options. If you enable it, then you can actually show it on your booking form and also on your front end event submission form. You can just enable them if you'd like, and you can enter a site key or secret key for that too. The next one is Export Module options. You can see that in our single event page we do not have an export module at all. So in order to enable it, and for your information you need to know that For modern calendar, we have iCal and Google Calendar. So I'll activate both of them and then save changes. And I'll go back to my page, and you can see that after refreshing the page, those will show in a single event page, as you can see. So let's get back to settings. The next tab is local time module. If you turn this on, so your users can see the time as a local time in their single event page. Then if you have got a QR code module, if you enable it and save changes, this code will appear in your single event page after you refresh the page. So you can see that at the right side sidebar, you can see your QR code as well. Then if you've got weather module, if you enable it and you get the key from this website that has been mentioned here, then you will have a weather module in your single event page as well. So the next part, please bear in mind that you have got to save your changes. The next one is countdown options. You can add a countdown module to your single event page. You can see that I do not have one right now, but if I enable it and then choose from one of these styles, a plain style or flip style, for example plain style, and I save changes, I go back and refresh, you can see that now I got a plain start countdown here in my single event page. So if I change it to flip style and I save changes, then you can see that I've got myself a flip style countdown after refreshing the page, which is very beautiful. The next tab is social networks. If you enable this, your social networks will be added to your single event page, and by those your users can share your event. You can enable or disable any one of them and save changes and just simply refresh the page. And now you can see that it just appeared in your single event page right side sidebar. As I said, you can disable any one of them if you like. Is next event module. So if you enable this option, then you can actually add it to your single event page and so show the next occurrence of current event or next occurrence of the other events in your single event page. Also, you can change the date format for it. Then save changes and go to edit event page, and you need to bear in mind that you've got to have an event repeating option in order for the next module to be shown in your single event page, because if you do not have a repeat, then it will not show up in your page. So I'll update my event edit page first, then I go to my single event page and I refresh the page, and now you can see that it has been added right under the information of my organizer, and it's been written next occurrence, the date and the time for it, and also the button go to occurrence page to show me if it's the current event or the next one or the other one. So the next menu is front event submission. So this front event submission, you can actually give this possibility to your users to add their own events. So you can see the first one is a page in which they can see the events list, and the second one is a page in which they can edit their events. So you can create pages for them, or you can just simply add the shortcodes written here, copy them and paste them in the pages you want them to be redirected to. Then there would be a checkbox underneath them, enable the submission by guests, so this way guests can also submit their events, and their email and name could be mandatory or optional as well, if you actually check or uncheck the boxes for them, and then save changes. Then you've got some other extra options that you can add, and you can give them the possibility to add even external links or costs or featured image or any other of these options that have been given to you in this menu. And you can just simply save the changes. The next one is user profile. There's nothing to talk about really in this part, but the only thing that you need to do is to copy this tag or shortcode and paste it in a new page and create a new page with it. The next menu is exceptional days. So if you enable this, if for example you want to sell, for example, 5 tickets on 5 consequent days, then you don't want to sell it on a particular day. You can add that day by this exceptional days. If you enable it and save changes and go to your edit event page, you can see that it will appear there just underneath your date and time format. this is the exceptional days, and you can actually choose a date for it simply by clicking on a date and add it. So for example, I want to sell my ticket from 1st to like 10th. I'll choose 3rd, 5th and also 6th in order to not sell it on these days. So that is a simple option, I guess. So the next menu would be additional organizers. So you can have a main organizer, but if you want to add another organizer, then you have to enable this option in settings and save changes. When you save changes, you can see that this organizer has been also added to the left side sidebar of the Modern Event Calendar dashboard, as well as the edit event page. So you can see that it has been added underneath the event main organizer as well. And you can see this one is the organizer that has been added to your sidebar. The next menu would be booking. So in my previous video I talked about booking a lot. So if you enable it, you've got the options for date format, you get maximum dates, you've got thank you page that I've created before, and also you've got this email verification and confirmation that could be automatic or not. So there's another checkbox for a form that, for example, if someone buys a ticket for you from you, more than, for example, one ticket, the information that they fill in the form would be filled for the other tickets as well. So they don't have to fill 3 forms if they are gonna buy 3 tickets. So if you enable it, that would make the job for your users much easier. So after that, you can just simply save changes and then go back to your edit event page, and you can see that underneath the event cost booking module has been added, and you can edit it. You can add tickets, and I'll save and update my page now. So if you go back to your single event page, you can see that the booking module has been added to a single event page as well. So let's get back here. You can see that if you actually refresh the page after you've saved the changes, 2 new menus will be added here. You don't see them now, but if I refresh the page, you can see that now I have got my booking form and also my payment gateway. So this is the booking form that I just adjusted and set up in my event edit page. So you can do it from here as well and save your changes. Next, with payment gateways, you can actually define the payment methods for your users, but please bear in mind that WooCommerce needs to be installed and activated before using it as a built-in payment gateway in Modern Event Calendar. Let's get back to the settings. The next menu after booking, we've got coupons. So if you enable the coupon and save changes, you must refresh the page in order to take effect, and so it will be added in the booking menu in your dashboard simply. So the next menu is taxes and fees. If you enable it, you can add taxes and fees to a single event page. You can add title for them, price for them, and save your changes. Also, we have got ticket variations. So if you enable it, you can add a ticket variation. For example, if you want to sell a shirt or a flag alongside with your event, so you can add a title for it, a shirt, and a price, and also, for example, the number of available shirts or whatever you want to sell as accessories, and save changes. The next menu is body press integration. So if you check the box, you will enable it, and you can also check the next box, which is for attendees module. You can add this attendees module from appearance widgets to your right side sidebar in your single event page as well. So please bear in mind that you have got activated from both menus. Then the next menu is Mailchimp Integration. So you need the API key and also the list ID. And these 2 are required fields, so you've got to enter those 2 in the fields. Also, your subscription could be automatically or by verification. So the next menu would be notification. Notification has got different menus. For booking notification, you can enable it by just simply checking the boxes for it. And then in your form, you can, for your booking notification, you can simply add the tags, for example, for first name to the form. I'll just copy it and paste it in my form. So any of these tags that I need, I can simply just copy and paste them. For the other menus, it is just the same as this, and you can just save your changes. For booking verification, for booking confirmation, also for admin notification, anything else that it has, you can just change it and save changes. The next tab is the styling options. The styling options are tools in order to change the general view of Modern Event Calendar. So now you can see that the general view of calendar page is blue, but if I turn the skin color to green, then my calendar, if I refresh the page, would be returned into green color. Then you can actually change the color of the title hover, also content. You can change your typography and content the width for different screen sizes and save changes. The next tab is custom CSS. In this tab, the developers and web designers could actually customize Modern Advent Calendar as they like. So the next tab is messages, and in this tab you can translate Mac somehow. You can change the name of the buttons and translate them as well as you want. And the last tab is import and export, so you can import or export the settings of Modern Advent Calendar. For example, if you want to transfer your data from one WordPress to another and you don't want to lose your settings, so you can just simply download the settings, then copy the code and the text that will be open to you, then just simply paste it in your new WordPress and just click on import settings, and then you're all set. Hope that you learned something today.